barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I heard Deontay Wilder say, um, I heard AB Boxing News video today, and it was on Deontay Wilder says he's disappointed that he fucked up his family's money. Speaking of Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and that's where I want to come from, man. And if this video can prevent some dope dealer going to say he's going to go do his last lick, a group of friends going to go beat up another dude, um, whatever the case may be, you know, we have these hood antics, right? And don't ruin your opportunity. Don't ruin your long term opportunity, you know? And Big Baby Miller ruined his long term opportunity. And at this point, who gives a fuck if it was his fault, if it was someone else's fault, if it was his manager's fault, trainer's fault? It doesn't matter. They got to have your best interest at heart, and ultimately, you are the only person who consumes the product. You control yourself as it being consuming the product. And I don't care if he's innocent or guilty. He ruined an opportunity. You know, Big Baby Miller came in through the back door, hustled his way to the top. And the reason why I say hustled his way to the top, he had a great mouthpiece in terms of staying relevant. Didn't really fight anyone of mention. Um, Gerald Washington is a credible opponent, and so is Duopaz. Those are two credible opponents that I believe he defeated, and um, he just blew it, man. He just blew it, and I don't want no one out there ever to squander an opportunity. It's just I I reserve my right to speak on it as it happened because I would have went ballistic on Jarrell Big Baby Miller. He's too grown to make this type of mistake. And don't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. And he deserves everything that they're going to throw at him. Whatever the commission is going to do to him, he deserves it. Um, um, whatever. He already lost a $6.5 million paycheck, and he also lost, win or lose. He lost a $3 million paycheck that he would have probably got for if he would have put on a hell of a performance, and or the $20 million payday that he would have got in a rematch with uh, Anthony Joshua. So he's lost up to $26 million. You know, and that's legacy wealth, man. That is beautiful. Coming from a person like me who realistically can only make one or two big moves a year. You understand, as it relates to like buying property and getting property. So I don't have the opportunity that these athletes get where they get one lump sum cash. I'm talking about the elite fighters that get paid millions of dollars, man. You can't. I mean, we all got nigga in us. I mean, we all want to look good. We all want to be flashy. We all want to be fly. We all want the most beautiful girl. We all want to be respected. We all want everybody to know that we are on some level of success. I own that, and we all should own that. Through yourself, others, right? And but these athletes are given an opportunity of a lifetime where you can get out of the grasp of these quote unquote white men in the business of sports and own your legacy, own your route. You know, that's why it's imperative that we celebrate a LeBron James who's taken the power away from the owners. Carmelo Anthony although Carmelo Anthony taking the power away from the owners in his prime. You have to do this type stuff, and set the example, and then go back to your community and create great visuals of Black America, as albeit what LeBron James is doing. And I salute all these fighters who are creating legacies out of these multi-million dollar checks that they're getting in one time. One time. Although they've made the greatest sacrifice by um, putting their life, more importantly, or as important, I apologize, is their health. You know, no fighter is ever the same walking up those 3 steps. No fighter is ever the same, man. We've heard Tommy Hearns talk. We've heard Meldrick Taylor, if you've seen that HBO special. You've heard Terry Norris speak before. These guys are not the same. You know, if you listen to Fernando Vargas do interviews, they're not the same, guys. And Jarrell Big Baby Miller had an opportunity of a lifetime. That's all I'm concerned about, man. Who? I mean, everything else is secondary, man. I would the same way I'm hard on Terrence Crawford getting robbed by Bob Arum is the same way I'll be with Big Baby Miller. The same way I'll be with any other black athlete that has ruined, especially men, because I'm a black man. So I can speak. So I believe I have I have the right to speak to a black man as a black man, right? As it relates to levels of success and um, um, you know, and achieving some level of success. You know, I reserve the right to condemn these people in their private life, do what they want to do in their private life, although the decisions that they make publicly as it relates to business directly affects their private life. But I reserve that right. I don't want to talk about that stuff. I just want to talk about the asinine decisions that these fighters make. And and since he got caught in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, and he got caught in 2019, there's history there. Why should we believe you? Ron Artest got suspended for an entire year based off previous history, you know, and and that's the truth. These are the facts, you know. I can't believe him. You know, we have a track record. If he's proven to be right, I will gladly, when I say gladly, make a retraction video. I will gladly make the retraction video. However, the the damage is already done. He's lost that June 1st date. June 2nd, he would have woke up a multi-millionaire, win or lose, the king of Brooklyn. Win or lose. Could have bought him a brownstone, you know what I mean? Create that residual income. He understands how to make residual income. He buys and sell. I heard him in an interview say he buys and sells cars. He's very proactive in terms of black excellence on the social media. I follow him on Instagram. So he's very conscientious of the real world that we live in. So I have to hold Big Baby Miller accountable. I have to. If this was Deontay Wilder, I would do the same thing to him. I would personally call Deontay Wilder because I have that relationship with him. I would call, if Deontay Wilder made a mistake like this, and I don't believe he will, I would personally call Deontay Wilder and say, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You know? And the same thing would be true about any other of these fighters that I would consider that I have a level of relationship with them. You understand where I'm coming from? And um, um, so I just um, want that you know and I can see the eyebrows being raised. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm nobody, and I genuinely mean that. I don't go into any situation thinking that I'm better. You know, to keep it real and to keep it honest with you, every room I walk into, I believe everyone to be better than me. That's the chip that I carry. That's the chip that drives me. That's the chip that wants me, that empowers my desires to be great. So I always go in with a work ethic, go in with my hard hat, go in with my lunch pail. I bring my lunch to work so I don't have to take an hour and drive to work. I mean, drive off to lunch. I can eat and work at the same time while my coworkers take that hour off work and go to Panda Express, go to McDonald's, go up where they needed to go, and I'm gonna sit there and work. I'm gonna get, and if I do that for 10 years, guess what? I'm probably 2 years ahead of them if you calculate that time, you know? Um, and that's just my mindset. You know, I So as I'm saying this, I don't want because I know I have a lot of detractors out there by now. I'm not saying this from an egotistical standpoint or whatever the case may be. I love being a black man in America, and I don't want black men to make these mistakes moving forward. Period. I can only speak for a black man. That's all I can speak for. I can't speak for no one else in this country, no one else in this world, for that matter. You know, and um, because I genuinely believe we'll never know this, but that money that Jarrell Big Baby Miller could have won, he would have used that money to filter through his community and maybe hire two or three or four more people. What I mean? Invest in the business because he had the expository income to invest, which will in turn create new capital in his culture, whether it be a car wash, whether it be a nail salon, whether it be a boxing gym, or see, that's why Nipsey Hussle's loss in my community, 4 blocks, 5 blocks from where I live, hurts me. Hurts me. Like it 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 disables me. For real. It literally disables me. Like when I think of Nipsey Hussle. Like I I'm not doing this for clicks or views. I don't know the man. But whenever this happens in my community, it stops me. It halts me. And if you know me personally, you know me. Like I can't function when I see a black man who can make a difference. You know what I mean? I still think about Fred Hampton. I never met the man. Never met the man ever in my life. I've read about him, but um, it hurts me that I never saw this 22, 21-year-old man who was murdered by COINTELPRO. I never saw the mature version of Fred Hampton. I, that bothers me, and if you hear this video, I need you guys to go on YouTube and Google Fred Hampton and listen to his speeches. Phenomenal, sensational, inspiring, will get you up and get you moving and having you fighting for a cause that you spiritually, physically, emotionally believe in. All right. And, and I can't change who I am. People are gonna say I'm dark skinned, I've been fighting all my life. Yeah, you can carry that in. I, I, I don't care what adjectives you're gonna use to describe me. I'm gonna fight to the day I die, and that's just who I am. You know, and as we get older, we learn how to fight. When I was younger, I always wanted to use my fists. But now I use my intellect and my financial and my spiritual and my friendship type capitals to fight fights. You know, and I it just bothers me that this $10 million is not in the hands of a black man. It bothers me. It bothers me. Like every chance I get, I whisper in these black fighters' ears, man. Um, what are you investing in? I saw, for example, and I'm gonna do a video on this. I want to do it closer to the fight because people aren't thinking about Jared Hurd, but maybe I should do it now. Jared Hurd out there hustling tickets, man. I thought that's beautiful, man. He got posters and selling tickets in his community. I thought that's beautiful, man. He getting that back end money. He's making money walking up those 3 steps, and he's making money leaving, walking down those 3 steps. That's a beautiful thing. I don't care how much money he's making, but it's the development of that mindset. The first person I ever trained for for my training business was for free. So go figure, man. You know what I mean? We grow, we get better, and it just bothers me that millions of dollars is not in Big Baby Miller's hands. And he's never going to, when I say I don't believe he'll ever see that money again, I don't believe he'll ever see that money again. You know how many fights he's going to have to take just to get credibility? You know how many former championship opponents he's going to have to win to get a shot? He's going to have to go through the Luis Ortiz, the whoever loses to Anthony Joshua, whoever loses to Deontay Wilder. He's going to have to beat a Dominic Brazil to get this opportunity again. Insane. Um, so that's just where I'm coming from, guys. I can get on him and create some negative adjectives to describe him. I just want that money in our hands. That's it. I want that money in our hands, and I want his mother to be set for the rest of her life. She put up with that motherfucker for 30 years. Why shouldn't he repay her? You know what I mean? So it was a joke, guys. I was trying to lighten the moment. So whoever has Big Baby Miller's ear, it's too late, obviously. Uh, but moving forward, he already got 2 strikes against him as it relates to PEDs. You know, he has to reshape his marketing strategy. How about the PR lady that promotes him? Basically, cut her stream of income off. She can't promote him now. You know how many sponsorship endorsements she could have got a piece of leading into June 1st? I met her once because I believe she represents Carissa Shields too on some level. Or that weekend she was. I don't know. And I forgive me for forgetting her name, but she was very kind to me. I interviewed Carissa Shields for 20 minutes at a time. For that, I say thank you. You know, how often do you get to interview a person of Carissa Shields for 20 minutes at a time? You get what I'm saying? So to her, I say thank you. But just think about her. Let's say she gets a Burger King sponsorship going into June 1st. She gets a jewelry sponsorship. She gets a piece of it. That income is done. These next 30 days, what she was banking on and closing these deals is gone and done. I don't know who cares what percentages she got, but the point I'm making is Jarrell Big Baby Miller's selfish decision has affected a lot of people and the potential and the realities and the futures of a lot of people. And he should be held accountable. He should feel terrible. And the blood don't lie, man. Blood don't lie. I had to take blood tests and all this, and you know, what I mean, blood don't lie. You know, and it's just what I believe. You know, um, they can change the blood, but when they stick a needle in your body and they go straight to the lab, it's gonna tell everything. You know, when you go to the doctor and you do your annual physical, oh, have you been eating healthy? Yeah, yeah. Why's your cholesterol up? Why your numbers high? Why you pre-diabetic? Oh, you've been working out every day? Oh, yeah, I walk 4 miles a day. Well, why are you pre-diabetic? Why is your insulin levels too high or too low? I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, so Big Baby Miller, get your shit together. Moving forward, everyone loves a redemption song, right? And I love that song by Bob Marley. Everyone has a redemption song in them. Your career isn't over. You've lost. You can't get that 6.5 back. You can't. You fucked it up. Now, get on your treadmill, and you got to run a little bit long on that treadmill in life. Obviously, with reality too, because you know you're a big dude. But it's time to go now. So, anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all listening. And Deontay Wilder, May 18th. I'll be in New York. I'm giving away 2 tickets to Danny Garcia this week, and I'm gonna give them away tomorrow. Join the Patreon, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And we off and running. I holla. Peace.